Hello friends! Today I'm going to be creating with the June Craft with Heart kit from Close to My Heart. When you receive your kit, this is what it looks like. You can create two double page spreads with this kit alone. So you have everything in the kit to make the layouts that you see here. There's layouts 1 and 2, and you can see here that it clearly shows you which stickers and die cuts are for which layout to keep it simple and easy for you while you create. There are also some photo savers, so if you're not ready to adhere your photos down, or if you're not sure which photos you're going to use, there are some white pieces of paper that show you the photo sizes that you need to use in the future. These are the background papers, which are gorgeous. Here are the photo savers here. And then you also get 3 page protectors with your kit, so that's handy. You have everything you need to get it done and put it in your album. Today I'm going to be using these two photos. Now, as you can imagine, most of my photos are of my daughter, and I don't have many of my husband and I. And so the one on the top, the spread on the top, kind of called to me, but I only have 2 photos for this memory. So I've decided, for the first time ever in a Craft with Heart video that I've created, to create a one-pager. So don't stress out, all you 2-page lovers. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do the left side of the spread. So you can get some ideas yourself on things that you can do to make it your own. And then you can do the left side just as it's shown in the kit. But I just don't have enough photos to create a double page spread for this one. So this background paper is really gorgeous. It has a big heart on it, and that's what drew me to it. I have 2 photos here, one I've printed at 4x4 and one at 3x4. So I'm pretty much following the kit example for that 4x4, and then I'm going to put the 3x4 just below. I have a white border on that one, so it helps it to stand out a bit, and I'm going to overlap them slightly. These are the die cuts, and I'm just going by what the kit is showing me to do here with this 4x4 photo. The layout example gives you all of the instructions, which is really handy for quick and easy creating, which is so important for the summertime, because in the summer I unfortunately have to be a nighttime scrapbooker, which I do not like. But when my little one is home with me, that's just the way it is. Sometimes I get to give her her own craft project, and I get to do it during the day in the same room as her, but it's a much slower process because, she's right there with me, and asking me to help her with things and do things. So these sticker kind of ribbons, banners, ribbons, whatever you want to call them, go behind the photo here and add just a bit more to the background, but they overlap a little bit, so they're sticky. So I'm going to put some baby powder on the backs of those, just so that I don't have that stickiness at the bottom and the top corners. There we go. And then I'm going to adhere all of this down with dimensional adhesive just to help pop that photo up some. And then I'm going to adhere my photo. That was super duper easy. And then for this photo, I want to make sure I can see the bottom point of the heart. For this photo, since it has that white border, I'm just going to go ahead and stick it down as is. There we go. There's a couple of other little banner things that I probably won't end up using, just because my second photo is taking up a lot of space there. This beautiful sticker is gorgeous. I'm just getting all the little bits and pieces out of the middle of the letters. I love this soft pink and navy and green color scheme in this month's kit. Really pretty. I just missed a tiny little bit on the inside of that B, so I'm just using my X-Acto knife to get those little tiny pieces out. There we go. And I am using the same title, Beautiful Moments. These little itty bitty alphas, super cute. So beautiful is definitely the emphasized word here. Okay, next I'm grabbing these gorgeous floral die cuts. Aren't they so stunning? And they fit so beautifully around the circle. Sorry, the heart. And I want to make sure they're well balanced, so I'm putting the larger one down on the bottom left because I have so much weight on the right side of this layout with my photos. So bottom left and upper right, and then you can create a 3D effect by using some dimensional adhesive on top. So I'm going to show you how I do that. Super easy. You just overlap with the same flower. I'm just trying to make sure that I get it facing the right way around. Overlap with the same flower, just using dimensional adhesive. And it gives it a bit of lift and some shadow below, and it looks really lovely and professional. So this is the True Love paper packet, and I just want to show you all of the patterns here. They are so gorgeous, kind of watercolor feel, really soft florals. I love the green. That one looks like the background on the page that I'm creating right now. I love this one. A pretty floral, it almost looks like wallpaper. A nice stripe, a navy, and another floral. I've decided that I'm going to take the cut apart sheet, I'm going to cut it apart, I'm going to use that banner on the top, and I'm going to add that to the top left corner of my heart. Really, really like this banner, and I think that adding a few of these pieces of bunting could really add something to the top of that heart. So I'm just going to cut a few of these out right now. Okay, so I have my banner pieces. I am also getting out this gold embossing thread because I have decided that I need a bit of texture on this layout, and I'm going to do some hand stitching. So if you've never done this before, it is super duper easy. Don't be afraid to try new things. I'm just trying to see if I can fit 3 or 4, and I think 3 is definitely going to be the way to go here. What I'm going to do first is just adhere these down with permanent adhesive. Just really fast put those down. And then you need a little mat and a paper piercer. So here's my mat and here's my paper piercer. And you just start piercing holes like you would be hanging your bunting across your circle, about every probably 1/4 inch, I would say, about every 1/4 inch. And then you can, using an embossing needle, so these are just slightly larger than a sewing needle, you can get those at any arts and crafts store. Use your embossing thread, and because it's quite thin, I'm going to double up this embossing thread. It's really beautiful and gold, so I just want to make sure that you can really see it, and that's why I'm going to double it up. So I'm going to tie a knot on the end and just show you how I do a basic back stitch. Okay, so the knot is on the end of my thread, and first I go through the back, pull it all the way up to my knot, just making sure that that's staying in there tight, pulling it back down to the next hole, going up and back down through the previous hole. So that's why they call it a back stitch. You're going forward and then going backwards. It's a super easy stitch to do. It's probably the easiest one if you want to, give this a try. And this is a very easy way to do it, just by attaching 3 different little bunting pieces. What I would say is on the corners, just be careful that you don't poke your hole too close to the corners like I did here, because I'm struggling to kind of keep the corner down while bringing my needle up. But it all works out and you cannot tell at all once it's all finished. So I'm just going to finish off this back stitch banner and meet you right back here when that's done. Okay, now that my banner is done, I'm grabbing the True Love scrapbooking stamp because I think there are some really cute stamps on here that could add to this layout. I am grabbing this little filigree and sapphire ink, and I just want to add this to that corner where my photos are meeting because it's kind of awkward. And my journaling is going to be right above that, so I think that's a nice place to start there. I also want to add some florals as well. And these little tulips are super cute, and I think that they could look really nice underneath my photo there. Just making sure my block is clear of any ink so that I don't smudge. And I'm putting my mat, now this is the same mat that I use for paper piercing, I also use for stamping, so it's a multi-purpose mat. I find that it helps the image to come in a lot clearer. Now I'm going to grab this pretty posy here, stamp over here. I love just having these in an outline because it's not too heavy, it's just right because they're not colored in, and I think they look really great against that pink background. Just going to do that posy a couple of times and then go to this little flower with leaves. One great thing about these clear stamps is that you can get an eye for where you're going to place the stamp beforehand. And I just love that. It helps to really get a great idea of where that stamp is going to fit, especially when you're doing little accent stamps like this. I'm just seeing if I can fit anything else here. There's a larger floral, but I'm not sure it's going to fit. But this heart would be really great to have something quite solid. I already have that navy blue heart there from the cut apart sheet, and I want to put a couple more hearts around the page. I'm just going to be really careful here that I don't stamp on that banner piece. So I did the big heart, now I'm going to grab the little bitty heart. I love having these coming out around the florals on this layout. It's so super pretty. I find that stamping really adds so much to anything that I do, whether it's stamped phrase or florals like I'm using here now. It just really means that you get to put your own special touch on something, and I love that. So a couple of hearts around that title looks perfect. Looks like it was meant to be there. And then I'm going to grab these amazing pearls. Who doesn't love a pretty pearl? And they're definitely called for on this layout. We were attending my husband's cousin's wedding in the UK. It was definitely a pearl kind of event. Even though I didn't wear mine, I wore my hat instead. So I was accessorized, my fascinator. So with that, I'm going to call this layout done. I added my journaling on the journaling strips and I actually wrote it out, which you guys hardly ever see me do. I love all of the little details that I added here, like the stamping and the pearls, especially that hand-stitched banner. I hope you guys give that technique a try because it is super fun. And just remember when you go to create with these layout kits that you can do whatever makes your heart happy. And this layout definitely makes my heart happy today. So whether you use one half of the spread or both sides, it's totally up to you. Go to Close to My Heart at the link in my video notes to check out your subscription options and see all of the kits that you will receive. They are fabulous, wonderful to work with. Thanks so much for watching and happy creating!